Hey guys, welcome to Turbo Nerds, a Dungeons and Dragons stream. My name is Greg, and tonight I'll be Odin. A special shout out to Alara Saros for their stream donations. You are the top donation givers still. Guys, tonight is going to mark our first night of our campaign, Journey into Ragnarok, a Dungeons and Dragons supplement set in the end times of Ragnarok. So make sure you check in with us every single Sunday as our adventurers journey to Ragnarok under the watchful eye of none other than myself. So, with that said, let's go ahead and get this started. Brothers shall fight, and kin shall fell each other, and sisters' sons shall kinship stain. Hard is it on earth, with mighty whoredom, axe time, sword time. Shields are sundered, wind time, wolf time, ere the world falls, nor ever shall men each other spare. 1 year on the frigid ice wastes, 1 year away from the warmth of my hearth and the blood of my kin. The battle was glorious, the fight hard. Many battle brothers of my clan and others now sit in the mead halls of Valhalla. Glory was won against the Germans over many hard months of fighting. When the fighting ended, we left on our ships back to Norvgar. That's when the winter came, 4 months early, and trapped us in this frozen hell. Many of us died to the conditions, the freezing cold, the lack of food and water. Some of us went mad and had to be put down. I can only hope that the crows didn't witness such a dishonorable act. Some called it the end of times, Ragnarok. Those were the same people who resorted to eating their own kin when food became scarce. 1 year on the ocean, we left with 200 men, 150 slaves, and 16 boats. We are but reduced to a tenth of that, worse than decimated. And this is our story. So, as you guys start this campaign, you guys are returning from war. You guys have been, your voyage back to your home was supposed to only take about 6 months, but it's been 15 so far. You've been basically trapped at sea on your way home. You guys are coming back with less people than you left with. The times are very hard, and you guys are only on a singular boat right now. So, as you guys are up and everything, what would you guys like to do?
How many of us are on the boat?
There are 16 of you, so it's going to be you, Ulfric, and then there are 8 more from your clan, Wyatt, and there are 6 slaves, one of them being Gaius.
See, so who's at the helm of the boat?
One of your clansmen, whose name is Aaron, he is the current shipmaster.
So I'm gonna kind of go over to Karen and be like, any sign of land or a port that we can go into?
He tells you that the answer is the same as it's been yesterday and the day before, that there's no land in sight and the ship is just trying to break the ice, but he thinks from the stars that he can see at night that you guys are still headed back the correct way. Back to Norvgar.
Well, if that's the case, hopefully Odin will guide us.
Alright. Ulfric, what would you like to do?
Well, I keep to myself mostly, since there's not much for a warrior to do on the open ocean. I'm just resting.
Okay. Alright. Then we'll go ahead and time skip a little. The snowy ocean eventually fades into the darkness of night. You guys break out whatever rations you can have, which are very few and far between. Some of you have resorted to catching whatever birds are in the area or whatever fish you can get from beneath the ice, but that's still very scarce. The next day, as the sun breaks, you guys hear the call of land shouting from the helmsman very early in the morning.
Land. Praise
Land.
praise Odin can finally get off of this frozen ocean hellscape.
It takes you guys a while to pull into shore. All right, can you guys see the roll 20?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. All right, but as you guys all fell off the Zoom thing really quick. I'm pulling it back up. But as you guys pull into shore, you're greeted by a bunch of really confused townspeople. They haven't seen you guys in over a year, and many of them were sure that you guys had perished a long time ago.
We have
Well-
returned.
Yeah, it's good to be home.
Mhm.
We were stranded out on the ocean from ice flows that were unseasonably strong for some reason, and we've just been kind of trying to make our way back for a very long time.
Right. So as you guys dock, your boat is pretty close to falling apart from all the damage it took on the open seas. A large crowd forms around you. Some of your previous kin who had thought you dead originally. But after a great long time, eventually you see what looks like a bunch of house girls and someone in the middle of them approaching you guys. The crowd in front of you starts to split, and you notice that it is King Asborn. And Wyatt, your character is from this area, so you know who he is, as he's your liege. But he has a small woman with fiery red hair and a pendant that you would recognize as a pendant to the sun god. You've never seen her before, but she stands at his side, and he comes and welcomes you.
I'll like kind of bow my head in reverence, and I say, "Oh, my king, we're finally home from this cursed voyage that has taken us over a year. What news of the capital here? Like, what has been going on since we initially left for conquest?"
He tells you that he feared that you were all lost for dead and that it's been over a year. He tells you that there's been an unceasing winter happening since about a few months after you guys had initially left on your journey. That food is scarce in the area, and some fools are calling this Ragnarok, the first part of Ragnarok, the endless winter. And you can tell by that he doesn't really believe that's the case. So, other than that, he just tells you that this settlement of Heilhofen is barely getting by currently. That it's good that brave warriors like yourself have returned, so hopefully you can make a difference in the area.
I definitely hope so. It doesn't sound very good.
He wants to know what spoils you guys have brought back from conquest.
Well, we bring some amount of treasure, but and also some thralls back from conquest. But unfortunately, most of the fleet was lost during the winter storms and being stuck in the ice flows. So really, we only have what we have in the boat behind me.
He lets you know that that's what he had feared, and he tells you guys to go back to your homes and that your time on this boat is done for now. that he'll supervise getting everything off, and he'll call for you later after you're well rested.
Thank you, my king.
Right. On the other side of town, over in the district, over here in the Hunters District, Kimmy, your character is in the hunting district going about your day when you hear the sound of a large amount of people shouting, and a crowd is going towards the docks. And some of them push past you, and you hear some people saying the lost ones are back. You're muted, Kimmy.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I literally don't do anything every time you guys say that. So do I still have like my hunting, my animal meat and skin and stuff?
You do. Everybody, even though the ship ride back was pretty hard, you have all of your starting equipment.
Okay. I'm going to go towards the boat.
Okay. You guys should have control of your tokens.
Yep.
As you go towards the boat, you see two warriors, and standing behind the warriors is a slave, and you see them speaking to King Asbjorn, and you might recognize one of them. But he speaks to them for a little bit. They bow, curtsy, and he releases them back to their homes, and he supervises getting the stuff off the tattered longboat.
I'm just kind of looking more towards the king to see what the king is doing, as you already mentioned, and then I'm gonna go walk over closer to them. Still not really recognizing anyone as of yet.
You three, what would you like to do? The king has released you into the city.
I'd like to head towards my lodgings, sleep on a warm bed.
Okay. As you are about to leave, your character, Ulfric, the king puts a hand on your shoulder, and he lets you know that he's very gracious, that even though you're from a separate clan, that you had gone along with his warriors. And he says he has a special task for you if you would help him out with it.
Of course.
He lets you know that the king of the Jutland in Gallarhorn was supposed to send some relief his way, and the ship hasn't came in. So if on your way back you could see what's going on, he would appreciate it. But the relief was supposed to come about 6 months ago, and it still hasn't came.
That is concerning news. If we return to, when I return to Jutland, I shall bring news back to you.
Right? He releases you. And you guys are free to roam about the lands.
So as I kind of start walking back home, I see this this female hunter, and I kind of stop and do a double take, and I say, "Is that you, Siggy? Little Sigrun, is that you?"
I look towards the voice and just stare at him for a few seconds. That can't possibly be you, can it? Torsten, that's...
Yes, it's me. It's Torsten. It's been so many years. Like, I never thought I would see you again.
Wow. Brother, it really... I thought you died. I
Well-
was told that you died by my husband. Were you...
I'm not dead,
I'm
obviously.
gonna go
I'm
over
here.
and embrace him now.
Ah, hugs. Yes.
So I'll move your guys' tokens into hugging distance.
Great hugging distance.
Roll for hugs.
Yeah.
So you've been on this boat this entire time?
Well, yeah, we went and like we killed a bunch of people over in Germania, and then on our way back, this like winter storm business kind of stranded us out there, and like, yeah, we only made it back just barely. Like, it was rough.
Well, I'm glad that you're back now, but you didn't get mauled by a bear 12 years ago?
No.
Guess I'm gonna have to have some words with my husband at one point.
He told you I got mauled by a bear?
He did. He said that my entire family died basically a week after he took me from you.
Wow, that's a real dick move. We sent letters and a couple of messengers, and they were always like turned away, so we couldn't stay in touch.
Well, treachery, I guess, is. Luckily, I am away from that man for now, so. Are you hungry by any chance?
Yeah, I've been on a boat eating like jerky that was. I mean, don't worry about where it came from. So, yes, I'm very hungry, and I would like some real food, please.
Do you have friends as well? Are they hungry?
There is a couple of other guys, but he just like left. So I don't know. I'm sure I'll see him eventually. He's from Clan Gallarhorn, so he'll stand out in a crowd.
Well, I guess come with me. I returned from a hunting party and we did quite well, so I have plenty of meat.
Oh, hells yeah, let's go.
All right. So you guys head off. Ulfric, you and your thrall, Gaius, what would you like to do?
Well, we're gonna go find some lodging in the Heroes District.
All right. So you guys head to the Heroes District. Many people give you reverence as you pass by. It seems like there is a myth of honor that precedes you. Everyone surely thought that you guys had died and gone to Valhalla to sit by Odin's side, but it seems like you guys are living legends and you're back. You guys are going to start the game because of that legacy with 1 honor point.
Ooh.
And your names are
What are those, Dungeon Master?
Dungeon Master. So honor points are a special part of Journey to Ragnarok, and they open you guys up to possibilities of getting your name known, earning titles, earning homes, and with enough honor points, you can become a jarl or a king of your own.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Journey to Ragnarok uses a really cool system, different than Dungeons and Dragons, and they have the honor and dishonor system, where the more honorable things you do, the more your honor goes up, and the more dishonorable things you do, it goes down. There's no good or evil alignments in this game. There's chaotic, neutral, and lawful, honorable, and dishonorable. So it's a really fun part of the system.
So we each get 1, you said?
You do start with 1.
Everyone besides the thrall.
You can start with 1 too to make it even.
Yes. One step closer to freedom.
But it's going to be easier for you to lose your honor than it is for these 3. All right. So as you guys go into the Heroes District, it's pretty much business back to normal. There are people talking. Some people greet you. You hear rumors of things that need to be happening. Those of you that have gone back to the Hunters District, basically the same thing. There are, if you were to go by the Hall of the Great King, which is right here, there is a quest board outside in which you can look up quests to do while you're here. Here in the middle of the city, those of you that are from here, which I believe is just Portson and Sigrun, there is a Church of the Flame, something that you guys have never seen before. It's a new building that popped up in the middle of town. Your settlement and your culture is very open to other religions, but to your knowledge, this is the first time that one has put up such a grand establishment in the middle of one of your cities.
I'll ask Sigrun, like, what is this like temple looking thing? This is new since last time I was here.
I don't return to the city often. I stay in the forest most of the time hunting, and I'm actually only here because of my hunting party. We got more food than we needed for my village, so we came here to off our extra.
So we're in like a tavern or something, or are we in Sigrun's house?
You are in the Hunter's District, and it is a shack that has been given to Sigrun while she stays in this.
Okay.
I can't remember what parts of the deer that you like, brother.
I mean, the backstrap, obviously.
Wonderful. I'll just cut you a slab.
Yes, let's go. Some venison.
So I guess I grab my dagger.
Well, that
Props, man.
is...
Come on. I'll just be like,
Cool.
and I cut it, and then I toss it to you and say, "I've done most of the hard work. You can cook it. I'm certain you still know how."
Oh, of course. So I'll fry us up some venison real quick.
Right.
Are you also thirsty?
Yeah.
I recently got this from a traveler. He calls it wine, I guess.
Oh yeah, they had it in Germania. It's like mead, but for bitches.
Well, perfect for you then, right, brother?
Whoa, good joke.
I give him the bitch wine. All that I have at the moment, I have not yet sold all of my meat or skin, so this is what you will have to deal with.
Well, any port in a storm.
All right, those of you in the Heroes District, you run into a large man whose name is Nude, and he grants you a shack that you guys may stay in while you are here. You guys get settled in. You guys do have gold. You start with whatever gold you start with from the book, plus each of you, including Gaius, have 50 gold. So, whatever you would like to do. Over here on the other side of the Church of Flame is the Great Market. I'm highlighting it with pink right now. That's where you can spend all your hard-earned coin if you would like to.
All right. After getting some rest, want to go check out the Hall of the Great King.
Okay.
Check out the message board.
All right. So as you approach the quest board, you see 3 quests up there that are ready to be done at any time. The first one is the lighthouse that is on the northeastern coast called Skyhorn. The light has gone out, and King Asbjorn wants men sent to the lighthouse to figure out what went wrong with the occupant Burger and why the flame hasn't been lit. He suspects that because of the lighthouse being out, a precious cargo ship called Omger was lost at sea. And if you guys can find that ship and find out why the lighthouse has gone out, the king will give you each 10 gold apiece, and it will successfully raise your honor. The second quest is a whale hunt. As food grows scarce, the Hunters District has reached out to any citizen to go on a whale hunt. Whale hunting is very dangerous and isn't done very often in this society, but some hard times have called for this. They will commission you a large whaling boat for free. It's very old and hasn't been used in many years. The third is, I'm going to butcher this word, Skogermander, or we'll just say outcast. A outcast named Skard the Disfigured. He lives on the outside of Halehofen. He's been barred from entering the city for a past transgression, but he's been seen at night entering the city and stealing food, and honor demands that he is killed on sight. Completing that will give you a lump sum of 20 gold and raise your honor.
Alrighty, well, I'm gonna go collect my thrall. I'm gonna go searching through the town for the man I know as Tortson.
Right. Tortson, what are you guys doing in the Hunters District after you have successfully cooked and eaten your deer?
So I guess I'll try to start looking for work since didn't come back with very much. So I asked Sigrun, like, do we need to go to like the market to sell that stuff from your hunting trip?
Usually, although most times I just go to the Earl and talk to him.
Okay. Want to go do that?
Of course, and let me just pack up everything else. So I start putting the extra meat and fur and skin and fat and everything else into a little carriage thing.
All right.
And I pull it towards the Earl's house.
All right. As you are walking along to the Earl's house, and Tortson is following you, you guys eventually run into Ulfric and his thrall coming your way.
Ah, hail, friend Ulfric. How do you like my hometown?
Very accommodating, Tortson.
I mean, we are the best clan, so our manners are also the best.
Yes, you are from a good clan. I searched the town quest board, and there are a few jobs that I could use a man of your talent.
Oh, great! I was just about to go out and look for some work since our spoils of war were found wanting.
Yes, there seems to be a man, outcast, that is near the village that they want to be sent to Helheim.
What are his crimes?
As I recall his crimes, they were...
It did not say on the quest board what his crimes were. It just says that he has been barred from entering by a past transgression.
That.
Well, honor demands that one labeled an outcast who is breaking our laws must be put to death.
My
So
thoughts exactly.
we should find this criminal and mete out justice in the name of Odin and the king.
Precisely. And who is this with you?
Let me introduce you to my long lost sister. This is Sigrun.
Well met.
She is shy. Give her a second.
Well met. I am going to go sell my deer and things. If you would all like to accompany me, I can show you the last tracks that I found of feet that don't seem to know the forest well. Perhaps it is your man you are looking for.
Would be most helpful.
Fortuitous. Let's go.
And Sigrun, you would know that as you entered the town, however long ago you did, that a man matching that description did approach you on the road and was trying to ask you for food. Whether or not you gave it to him is up to you, but a man who looked like he had been burned on most of his body had approached you. He might match the description of Scarred the Disfigured.
Scarred the Disfigured.
Did I see which way that he went while I was ignoring him?
You were approached on the northern road coming into town, which is also the road that leads to the lighthouse, a little bit further up than what you came from, though.
Okay. You know, brother, now that I think about it, I did see a sketchy man who had burns all over him ask for food while I was returning to town after my hunting party. He went towards the lighthouse. Perhaps that is your man.
Sounds like it. We should head that way.
I
Hey.
have to sell my things first, but I will
Ah,
follow
well-
you shortly.
Of course. Yes.
It
Hey,
is also fortuitous. There is also a job to relight said lighthouse.
Two birds with a single stone. I like it.
Gods are shining on you upon you
Yes.
right now.
Praise Odin.
Praise Odin.
thank you for your praise. All right, as you guys enter the great market to sell your wares, or you can also buy things.
Ooh, I would wish to peruse any
You may peruse.
smithies and see if perhaps there's something that piques my interest.
All right. As you are entering the market, however, the first set of stands are grocers. There is a large man who is selling peas. A woman crying in the street draws your attention. She is at the man buying peas. You notice that the shopkeep refuses to take her coin, but gives her the vegetables regardless. Her clothes are soiled and her hair is dirty. As she leaves, she walks down the market. People part to let her through, some bowing their heads in respect as she passes. That is your first interaction in the market.
Do I recognize her?
You do not, but she is heading towards the poor district, which is down here, so you think she is not a warrior, not a hunter, or a hero.
I asked that merchant what was all that about?
The merchant looks at you for a little bit, trying to recognize who you are, but he tells you that the lady's name that you just saw, her name is Frida, and about a 10-day ago, her 4-year-old child, Arn, was taken from his bed in the middle of the night. She and her husband claimed to see a woman, tall and slender, with ankle-long white hair, carrying the sleeping child into the woods beyond Heilhafen. And the parents gave chase, her and her husband, gave chase to the woman, who, at the edge of the forest, turned into a white wolf and sped off. Her husband, Odger, swore an oath to chase the wolf and not return until he has a son, but he has not returned. And this was over a 10-day ago.
That's quite the tale. Maybe we should go talk to her there.
Sounds as though the baby may have been taken by a god, I don't know if we should interfere with the god's wishes.
That might be right. Um, we should ask, regardless, though. Even if we choose not to intervene, having more information about goings on in the neighboring woods could be useful.
I live in the woods. I know all that is necessary to know. But you do what you will. I will be selling my wares.
Okay.
All right. So as you head towards the Poor District, you eventually catch up with her. As you speak.
Oh well.
Oh.
Did I see any like cool shit for sale?
Yeah, there are smithies and weapons masters. There's people selling just normal goods and everything. You guys have, I don't know how much you guys start with, but you have 50 gold to play around with whatever you would like.
I mean, is there anything of use?
There are weapons and armor. Just let me know what you would like.
+1 weapons.
I wish to purchase more rations for myself.
Okay.
Are we doing survival in this?
You are going to do survival. You definitely
Okay.
need rations, rope, and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll do the same. If that's the case.
You're each able to get a week's worth of rations. And the guy that sells you the rations was one of the men who met you at the harbor, and he gives you a discount because he knows the hardships that you guys have gone through, and there is an air of respect about your party, and gives you a week's worth of rations for 1 gold for everybody.
Oh, hells yeah.
That's really nice.
As for weapons, you're able to find really any kind of, weapon equivalent to this era. There are some that are better than others. They'll probably run you about 50 to 75% extra of the original cost. But you guys are honored right now, so they might make you a deal.
Orfric. Weapon. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you don't really understand anything that's going on. You don't speak the language here. You understand little snippets because you were on a boat with them for over a year, but some of the small nuances and some of the speech, if they talk
I
faster.
said just weapon and just like action and action.
So I point over to an axe and I give him a look, see if that's what he's looking for.
Ja. Oh, wound. Yeah, shield.
Or, all right, I search for those 2 items for Gaius or Gaius.
Danke.
All right.
I'll
So
take the gold from him and give it to the.
Of course, naturally.
all right. So you're able to find all of that stuff. A shield is going to run you 10 gold pieces, but he will give it to you for 8. And what kind of axe are you looking for? A hand, battle, or great axe?
Battle axe, because I can't have a shield and a great axe
Okay.
at the same.
The battle axe is also going to run 10 gold, and he will also give that to you for 8 because of your honor.
Thank you.
Ulfric, is that all the shopping that you would like to do?
And Gaius, yes.
Torsten.
See, do I see anything that's like better quality than like my broadsword, or perhaps like a battle axe?
You see a very fine quality longsword. As the shopkeeper catches your eye looking at it, he lets you know that he can sell it to you. Its price is 75 gold, but because of everything you've done, he'll sell it to you for 50.
So I think I'll take him up on that.
Okay. You will get a +1/+1 longsword.
Oh hell's yeah! Broadsword, you mean?
Yeah, broadsword.
Broadsword.
And
So
Sigrun, as you sell your pelts, you're able to take your deer pelts, each deer pelt you have, and you can go ahead and roll me a d6 for that. We'll sell at market for 3 gold apiece. So you can get a total of 12 gold for your deer pelts.
Okay. So I also have some spare meat as well. Not a lot, but
For each pound of meat, and you can roll me a d20 for that one, it will sell for 2 gold. So 38 pieces of gold for your meat.
okay. Then I'm done with that. That was all that I had.
Okay, let's see. Ulfric and Sigrun, you guys don't want to buy any kind of weapons or armor?
There is any beautiful looking battle axes.
You don't see anything other than ordinary battle axes, shields. About the only thing that drew your eye was there was what looked like a masterwork longbow and a masterwork broadsword, and Thorsten had purchased the broadsword.
Mm-hmm. And yet, no, I am good with what I have.
Buy more arrows.
Happy Pole, that is indeed Wyatt. And they will give you a quiver of 30 arrows, and it's going to cost you 2 gold.
What was that? How much?
2 gold for a quiver of 30 arrows.
Okay. Is there any different type of longbows that better than the old basic one that I have?
There is a very special longbow. It is currently at a Master Fletcher shop, which is right next to the smithy that Wyatt's at. As you walk up, it is ran by a woman whose name is Revna, and she lets you hold this masterwork longbow. She tells you that her husband Sten had made, and it feels like it's the proper amount of weight for you in your hand. And she lets you know that it's being sold for 60 gold pieces.
I'll take it.
Okay. And you're going to have a +1/+1 longbow, and you can add that to your sheet. All right, with that being said, you guys would like to do donation.
I love the costumes.
Boop, thank you for the $10 for the costumes.
Oh, thank you. That's what, 2 rerolls?
That's gonna be some rerolls. Chat, we're gonna do something different than our Out of the Abyss campaign because it got wildly out of hand. We are going to still allow $1 for rerolls and $5 for a health potion. One thing to know about this game is healing is very rare, and especially more rare since there's no cleric in the party. So overload the party with health potions if you can. It's going to be a vital part of their survival. We're not going to be doing the $50 gain a level, $100 fight a dragon, $20 get a magic item. But we'll come up with something in the next coming weeks. All right. So your guys' intent is to catch up with the lady.
Oh, right.
The poor district.
Yep. So you're able to catch her just as she enters the poor district. She introduces herself as Frida, and she tells you basically the same story that the tea salesman told you. She lets you know that her 4-year-old was taken into the woods by a woman who turned into a white wolf. She can't give you any reward whatsoever, but she would appreciate it if you brought her son and husband back, because it's been over a 10 days since they last left. And
Can you describe what your husband looked like, or maybe some bit of clothing that he was wearing, so that if we come across him, we might recognize him?
she tells you her husband's name was Odger. He was wearing he's a very tall man with shaggy brown hair. He has a mustache but no beard, and very, very tall, wore black leather armor. He left some of his adventuring gear at home because he just kind of ran out into the woods in search of their son. Next level painting. Thank you for the follow.
Oh, hey, what's up, Kenny?
Oh wow.
And
We're doing this for months.
so, yeah, she gives you a pretty accurate description of what her husband and her son look like. And she lets you know that they went north up to the mountains.
All right. Well, if we make it out that way, we'll definitely look for him.
Okay.
I can't promise anything.
She appreciates that greatly. If you guys want to turn, and I can post this in the chat as well. If you guys want to turn to page 93 in your books, and this is going to be popping up on chat right now too.
Oh, it's a map.
It is a map. You guys are in Hailhofen. It'll eventually make its way onto the Roll20. 3 of the quests you guys have received are up north. If you guys look in the very top right peninsula of where Hailhofen is, the lighthouse is up there. The
On
road
that little island.
right before that little island.
Oh, okay.
The road that takes you up there is where the man that you guys are supposed to look for was last spotted.
Okay.
Ooh, thank you for the raid. Next level painting.
Yes,
And the mountains are on just the left of you guys.
So is it kind of like on the way,
All 3 of
or
these
would we have to detour?
all 3 of these quests are kind of on the way.
Okay. So maybe like if we see something on the way, we do. If not, we'll just continue on up to the lighthouse.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
I would love to show this to you guys, but it's not working the way I want it to.
Oh, that map is tiny.
Yeah.
Just carry it around.
Yeah. Carry the map around.
Oh,
Well, that's not working. Usually it gives me an option to like show to players. Anyways, so I'll just do this right here for you guys. The lighthouse is right up here. The road that takes you there is here. The mountains where the little boy was suspected to be taken up are right here. And the wandering man who's been sneaking into town has been spotted over here.
So do you guys want to sort of like track that guy that we're hunting, and then if we stumble across something, investigate, and if not, like continue on our quest?
That sounds like the most reasonable choice.
Well, let's get to it.
Right. Outside of the city, so it's pretty frozen around here. Outside of the city walls, it just gets worse and worse. There has been an endless winter going on for the last, I don't know, year and a half now, almost. Go ahead and... Oop. You guys there?
Yeah.
And we are not doing fog of war or advanced lighting, so. Right. But as you guys leave, you walk up to the place where Sigrun had told you about last seeing the man. You are able to find some intermittent tracks, but there's no sign of him.
Perhaps Sigrun and I could use our ranger skills to see if there's anything.
You may. Go ahead and make me some survival rolls.
Nine and a 13.
Right. Unfortunately, with the amount of snow that has been coming down recently, the tracks are nearly impossible to follow.
But do we see like the general direction that they went?
You do, yes. You're able to see which way the heel and toes of the feet were pointing.
Okay. Which way was that?
It is going to be this way. Oh, that is a square. There's the... There we go. Can you guys see that? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I say that we follow the tracks and see what comes. Maybe he's dropped something, or
Yeah.
maybe I can find more food for us. Who knows?
All right. As you guys are heading that way, go ahead and everybody give me a perception test.
18.
16.
Everybody, you guys spot a very, very large deer up ahead, right here. You guys are coming up to it, and it doesn't notice you.
I'll whisper to Sigrun. I'm like, do you think you can make the shot?
I haven't missed a shot in a while. We can see.
Bold words, sister. May Odin guide your arrow.
Alright, so I pull out my longbow +1. And then
Alright.
I ready my aim.
Yeah,
Odin is with us.
Amazing shot.
that was a pretty...
It's dead.
Yeah, it's absolutely dead as you crit this deer. It
It
goes,
flies off with the force of that
yeah,
arrow.
it explodes its heart.
Masterful shot.
Yeah, so there's a large deer here.
Walk over to it. And can I get my arrow back out of it? Or
Yeah, I'll say because it was a crit, your arrow passed straight through it, and not even the feathering on it is damaged because it was such a great shot.
So good at my job.
First attack roll of the game is a crit. That means it's going to be a fantastic game.
It's a good omen. Gods are with us.
That natural 20 was a good omen. Odin has blessed us with his math rocks. However, as you approach the deer, go ahead and give me an investigation.
Oh, okay. That works too.
19.
I got an 8.
Yeah. Torsten, you were just so happy that that deer went down easily. However, Gaius and Sigrun, it still says you're Enyo on this. I'm trying very hard to call you Sigrun and not Enyo. You guys noticed that there is a arrow in this creature's rump, and it looks like it only went like 2 or 3 inches in and then broke, and it was definitely a terrible shot. But it's been stuck in this creature's hide for maybe like 2 or 3 days, you notice. And the arrow looks like it's very shoddily made.
Would any of us like recognize if it's like its origin?
It kind of looks like it is made from the very trees that are around you right now. It's not very straight, and the feathering is gone, and you can tell that it was cut with like a very dull blade, and it kind of looks like maybe a hermit made this arrow.
Perhaps our outcast.
Build a hunt.
Let's see. Can we do like possibly like another survival check to see what else we notice?
Sure.
Oh, got a 9.
You guys don't know anything other than
Damn.
this is an abnormally large deer. Usually they are hunted before they get this large. This one seems like it has had no natural predators in its life until that crit. Until Sigrun showed up in town.
I'm not gonna lie to me, this is new. I'm just fascinated at this deer, the size of this deer.
It is the biggest deer any of you have ever seen.
I'm gonna start skinning it and putting a meat in some sacks. Why not?
Yeah.
Much meat, such deer. Okay. Go ahead and give me a survival check to skin that deer.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Oh, how do you have?
Because it's so cold.
You do have one reroll. However, if you keep that natural one, you're gonna fuck up this deer pelt. Oh my god! From a natural 1 to a natural 20, this is the most immaculate skinned deer you have ever seen. Thorsten, you haven't seen your sister in how many years?
I mean, yeah, 12.
12 years. Yeah, you definitely don't remember her being able to skin a deer this well from 12 years ago.
I'm thoroughly impressed by all of this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
However, because this is such a large deer,
It runs away.
yeah, you guys can either split it within 4 ways. However, if you choose to make one person carry it, is going to give them disadvantage on dexterity checks and half their speed.
I say we make this big German carry this stuff for us.
Agreed.
All right. So if you
Brother, since when do you trust slaves?
Well, I mean, if he disobeys, we'll just kill him.
The trawler survived our long journey. He's pretty useful to me.
I will
Yeah.
carry my portion of my meat. I will not rely on another person for that. I've learned to not do that over my 12 years. But the other 3, you do what you will.
yeah,
Do
it is
the
going to take
antlers look special at all?
yeah, the antlers look like I said, this creature has never been hunted or killed in its entire life. Let's see. You would notice that this deer, it is probably close to 280 pounds, and the deer has about probably about 80 or something points on its rack.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll take
quite a
those.
lot.
Yeah, it's a great trophy.
Yeah, my character's on like 250, and I'm like, holy cow!
It's bigger than a moose. It's a humongous deer.
I'll just put a mysterious antlers in my inventory.
Yeah. I was kind of doing a quick Google search on the biggest rack a deer has ever had, and it's like this one. Someone hunted a deer that has like 333 points on it, and I was like, that seems a little outrageous, so we'll just say 80. Sometimes back to Stranger Than Fiction. But so you guys grab that deer, you load it up amongst yourselves. So right here, it looks like this is a frozen lake. You can going this way. Lord Wedge, thank you so
Healing
much.
potions and rerolls for everyone.
Thank
A
you.
slash.
Thank you so much for the $15 for a healing potion for everybody.
Oh,
Thanks, Lord Wedge. Appreciate you.
If you go this way, that will lead you towards the lighthouse. The tracks for the man, however, are taking you off that way.
We're originally going to find the man, so we should do that, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the brown arrow is where we want to go to find our guy.
You do, yes.
Okay, let's continue on.
Right. So as you get a little bit closer, you keep on walking this way. You guys smell what smells like a fire up ahead. And as you get a little bit closer, you hear the cawing of a raven in the area. You don't see it, but you definitely hear a raven somewhere nearby.
I'm gonna see if I can stealth.
Right, go ahead and roll.
13.
All right. Anybody else stealthing?
I'm going to stay a little bit further behind just because my armor is a bit cumbersome for sneaking.
Okay.
just picture a 6'9" dude just crouched.
And get a little bit.
Follow them guys.
Get a little bit closer. You guys see what looks like a fire pit right here, and there is a sleeping man next to it. You are not able to see what this man looks like, but he is asleep underneath this tree right here. He doesn't seem to notice you as you walk up.
I'm gonna kind of just like poke him and be like, "Hey, wake up!"
He wakes up very, very startled, and you look him in the eye as he gets up very hurriedly. He has very long blonde hair, only on one side of his face, and you can see that the majority of his face and his arms that are visible looks like it is covered in burns.
So you must be scarred.
He nods his head and lets you know that his name is Scarred, and he kind of starts backing away. He wants to know what's going on.
I draw my sword. I'm like, we've been sent out to serve justice since you have broken the law. And if you wish for a quick death, you'll stay still.
He asks, it was the Queen, wasn't it? The Queen is the one that sent you to cover up her secrets.
I mean, I've had no dealings with the Queen. This is just a citation of justice that needed to get meted out, and it's your fault for breaking the law.
He lets you know that he broke no law, that he was banished by the Queen, and that his transgression was for cowardice, but he wasn't a coward. He lets you know the reason why he's disfigured is because he and his brother were trapped in a house fire. His brother died in the fire. He escaped, although he was horribly burned. He lets you know that his brother knew a terrible secret about new follower. Praetor Rejects, thank you so much for the follow.
Thank you.
He says that hours before his brother was killed, he was rambling on about a secret about someone called the Fire Woman, and he believes that his brother was killed for it.
That seems like a tall tale told by a man who wishes to escape his fate. You were banished, and then you stole food. You know the penalty for stealing.
He says that he can't eat any other way, that game has become scarce out here since the long winter. It's the only way that he could survive.
Can I roll like an insight check to see like if I remember hearing about this fire or anything like that?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. There may have been
Can I look at Ulfric and just like, do I do this? Like, I point at him and just like do this motion.
He points at you, Ulfric, and gives you the head cutting off motion.
Stay to hold for a second. I'm giving Tortson the lead on this one.
Yeah, so I mean, like, the law is clear. We have a job to do. Honor demands that the thief and the lawbreaker be put to death. So I'm gonna cut his head off.
He stands there. He is not going to run. So go ahead and make an attack against him with advantage if that's what you choose to do. Fuck me.
I send him to Helheim.
Chat, you can't see it because the thing isn't working correctly right now, but we just got another crit with the broadsword.
Odin is with me.
Yeah, his head just flies off as you cut it off, and jeez, poor guy.
The masterful stroke, Tortson.
I just like applaud, like with my fist up, like.
I want to look through his body, like his clothing, for anything.
Right, it is a very small campsite. You find a terribly made bow. It is a -2 longbow.
I'm gonna see this. I'm just gonna throw it in the fire.
Yeah. There are some -1 arrows around you.
Well, can I take are the arrowheads themselves also terribly made?
There is just a wooden stick that's sharp at one end with some bird feathers.
Okay, that's also getting thrown in the fire.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna squat next to the fire as they're just throwing more fuel. It's like.
You're right.
And he had really nothing on him at all. As his headless body falls to the ground, out of the tree behind you guys, a raven flies off into the distance.
I guess I'll take his head so that we can have proof that we've meted out justice.
Right? Cool.
Yep. All right. That is one task that we have accomplished.
All right.
What was since I never actually saw the thing, I'll ask Ulfric, like, what was the other job that needed to be done?
We must head to the lighthouse and relight it. It is gone out.
Ah. Well, then let's get to it.
All right. There is a river crossing right here. So as you guys approach the river,
What can I tell about the ice?
the ice is cracked, and you can kind of see that from the picture right here. It's cracked in many places. Over here to the right, you see that a log seems to have fallen through it. You know from your geography that this is a mighty flowing river that comes down from the mountains and goes into the ocean from the melting snow caps. That it's usually raging, and the fact that it's even iced over this much is very odd to you. It must be very cold for it to have froze.
Can I like a survival check to check the ice if it's like thick enough for passage?
You can, yes.
Yeah.
Looks good to you. Yes.
I'll do one too.
All right, go ahead. Whoever would like to make a survival check.
Oh, 19.
Okay. It
Walk over here.
it looks like it is not that safe to walk through. You think maybe if you do the little trick where you lay down on your stomach and shimmy across it, that might work.
What do you see over there, Sigrun?
Can I do a survival check over here?
You can, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put one foot onto the ice and it breaks beneath you. You quickly withdraw your foot before it touches the water.
Okay. Well, we do have 50. Well, I do have 50 feet of rope. We can attach it to all of us.
We do have a slave.
Are there any like trees that are tall enough to bridge the gap?
There is this tree right here that looks like it's broken. All these trees around you can bridge the gap. They're tall enough to. However, you would have to spend time cutting them down.
I think the smartest thing is to cut a tree down, but up to you guys.
Whatever your survivalists think would be the most advantageous for crossing this river.
I'm gonna see if I roll for a good idea. And that's gonna be for survival though.
Alright. Yeah, with either of those rolls, you would think that probably the best idea is to cut one or two trees down and lash them together to create a bridge.
So I'm like, I look at a tree, just like I point at a tree and just like the motion of cutting.
Yeah, maybe our two guys with axes could cut that tree down, and then since that's gonna take time, Sigrid and I could like cook up some of this deer meat.
Hey, Greg, the rocks over here, are they far? Are they breaking through the ice?
Can you ping that one more time? They are breaking through the ice, yes.
Are they close enough that we could jump on them and possibly either make it across mostly or like end up breaking through the ice but still making, going through the
You would think from here to here, that's definitely a jump that any of you could make. But from here to the next close, that would be a very hard jump.
It's a 10-foot jump right there. That's like pretty impressive.
Yeah. You could probably make it from here to here. But from here to here it would be very hard.
I'm gonna go walk over here considering it.
All right.
I'll have Gaius begin chopping down a tree.
You want to
I'm
roll?
not doing any work.
All right, so go ahead. This tree right here. The wood is completely frozen. You can tell just from what little bark and sap that's exposed that the inside of it is completely frozen. And it might be on the edge of exploding from the inside, like sap does when it gets frozen. So it's going to be tough to chop this down. It's very doable, but it's going to take a while.
Strength check?
It's going to be an athletics check. Yeah, you're not doing very well. So he sets out to chopping it down. Those of you that would like to cook the deer, go ahead and give me a survival check. 13.
Rock in the middle. Can I tie the rope to my short sword and then kind of like try to throw it to a branch and kind of like swing across kind of thing?
Once you're right here, you could do that.
Okay, I want to try that.
All right, go ahead and roll me an athletics or an acrobatics check to get across right here. All right, you are able to make that jump.
All right, so now I take my rope and my sword and then kind of like lasso throw it.
All right, and you're gonna try to hook this tree.
Whichever one's closest.
This one. Okay, that's gonna be an attack roll, but it's gonna be made with disadvantage because a sword at the end of the rope isn't something you're good with.
Can't hear you.
I said, "Oops, I messed it up," and actually rolled it on D&D Beyond, and of
Turn
course,
that
it was
off.
like a 19.
Turn
Look.
it off.
Don't tell me to live my life. All right.
All right, that 8 is not gonna do it. And then you reel it back again and throw it with a 18. That 18 will hook it into the tree, and you're able to get a stable grip on it. You're not going to be able to swing across, but you can make it tight enough to where if you were to fall into the River, you would probably get advantage on your strength check to pull yourself out. Tortson, you see your sister doing this about 60 feet away. Same with you, Ulfric. Gaius, you were just still trying to chop down this tree.
I'm like,
Yeah, I'm gonna like run over here because that's alarming. I'll be like, what are you doing?
Y'all are making so much noise. One, you're scaring game away, and two, you will attract others to us. You've been away for a while, brother. You don't understand.
I mean, I understand that trying to hop, skip, and jump across a frozen death river is probably not a great idea.
And yet,
And yet, here we are.
it's quiet.
All right, well, don't die.
I've lived this long.
and that was the last time we saw her.
And now, new character.
Well, you have to make a strength check to reel yourself across.
And especially if you get dragged under.
Yeah, you got an advantage though, so it's pretty likely to be successful.
Ah,
Hmm. Well, we don't know if she fell in yet.
What if it's like a 6 that I need?
Yes.
7 wins.
Yeah, you are able to get halfway through, but the lower part of your body falls through the ice as you try to swing across.
Yeah, okay, well, I need to pull myself out of the water.
You do. You're going to take 4 points of cold damage,
Jesus Christ. Okay.
but
Damage.
yeah,
Didn't we have this fire going over here?
yeah. But you are able to make an athletics check with advantage this time to try to pull yourself out, and that just barely does it. You make it out of the hole and onto the other side.
I kind of motion now, like now what?
I'm gonna. Okay, I'm gonna tie the other end of the sword to the rope and just kind of slide it across, avoiding the hole. Your turn, brother.
Oh, okay. Do I have to make a roll to like pick up this rope?
You can pick it up for free. However, the rope only does reach to right about there. So you're going to need to make that leap onto this rock first before you can grab it.
Oh, what, here?
Yeah.
Okay, what do I need?
It's going to be an athletics or an acrobatics check.
Okay, well, first, I'm going to tie my 50 feet of rope to this tree here.
Okay.
Make sure it's nice and tight.
You do
And
so.
then I'll I'll jump over holding that rope.
All right, go ahead. All right, you easily make it onto the rock in the middle.
Okay, so I'm gonna tie my rope to that rope and kind of tell her to tie the other one off to a tree over there. It looks sturdy.
I do that.
Right, and it's going to be another athletics or acrobatics check to get you across.
Oh, to like just grab the rope and shimmy across?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, you are able to make it. Part of your like ankle falls through the crack that Sigrun had left, and it doesn't do enough to damage you, but you're able to make it across. Over here, how would you rather me pronounce your name? So I've been pronounced. Is it Gaius or Gaius?
Gaius.
Gaius. Okay.
It's still taken after the Roman Empire, although it's been long gone.
All right, Gaius, go ahead and give me a strength check. All right. You are knocked down to your feet as a large animal pounces on you. And the easiest way for me to describe this is it looks like out of context, it looks like a mountain lion. So everybody...
Okay.
Go ahead.
Is that a freaking lion?
It's gonna use the stats as a lion, but it's something else.
Yeah.
Everybody, go ahead and roll me initiative.
Can't beat a 20. So pray to God.
And you can't beat a 20 apparently. However, Gaius, it hits you for a 16 and does 6 points of slashing damage as it lands atop you.
Oh, I'm down already then.
What's your HP?
15.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. No, it rolled a 16 to hit you and did 6 points of damage.
It missed then. I'm at 18.
Your AC 18?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so it misses with its claw, however, it does knock you down. So now it is the lion's turn. The lion is on top of you. And it gets to hit you with its claw or bite you. It's going to lean down and bite you. Advantage because you're prone. And it crits.
Oh my God.
Doing 22 points of piercing damage.
Yeah.
Now you're down.
Odin is not with you.
Ulfric, you think maybe the sound of the tree being chopped down and the smell of the dead deer may have brought down a feline type predator.
Gonna look at Torsten like, told you.
Okay, well,
It is across the river from both of you, and Ulfric, you see that it is leapt out of a snowbank and leapt upon your thrall and bit him on his neck, and he is gushing blood.
you're muted.
Thank you. So yes, so I'm gonna try to save my poor thrall. For my free action, I'm gonna yell, Tortson. This is name out in a kind of not pleading, but basically, hey, come over here and help kind of manner.
That's the river.
And I'm going to run over to the lion and I'm going to try to shove it off of Gaius.
Right, and the lion is 50 feet away from Sigrun and Torsten. Let's go. All right, go ahead and make a contested athletics check against me.
Yep. Oop. Oh, terrible.
The lion is staying right where it is.
All right.
Do you have any kind of bonus action?
Not yet.
All right, Torsten, it is your go.
I'm gonna shout, jump for the rope and kind of like point at the rope that we strung across the river.
All the way over here.
So far from them.
Yeah, well, I mean, he could jump in the river and like flow down.
Let's go. Which way is the river currently going?
I thought
Just
it
for
was
our
going
knowledge?
towards the big old crack. Is that not the way?
This way?
Yeah, I thought it was going that way.
Nah, well, I mean, okay.
I-
Either way, I mean, like that's the only way to cross. I'm just
Yep.
shouting that.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna pull out my longbow and shoot at this this big cat.
Okay, go ahead.
Does 11 hit?
11 does not hit.
Well, then I will miss. I am not trained in the bow.
Not as good as your sister, apparently. All right. Yeah. Sigrun, it is your go.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna take my longbow out. Sorry. And then shoot at it.
All right.
Good.
That will also miss.
Not a defenseless man or a deer. You can't crit it, apparently.
Exactly.
Gaius, go ahead and give me a death saving throw.
Oh man. 1 second. It's not work with me. Death saving throw.
Right, you are alive for the time being. The lion gets off of him and takes a swipe at you, Ulfric. For a 7 to hit.
Oop.
All right.
Oh, for him, but a 20.
Yeah.
Good thing you didn't have advantage.
All right, Ulfric.
Alright. I'm gonna swing back at this foul lion. Hua. Nope.
That also misses Tortson.
I'm gonna fire my longbow again.
Yeah,
18.
that
Does
18,
hit?
that 18 definitely hits.
So he'll take 7 piercing damage.
All right. Your arrow drives into the beast's snowy white flank, and blood pours from it. Sigrun.
Outdone by my brother, I try to use my longbow again.
All right. That hits.
Nice.
Takes another 9 points of damage.
It also says for my longbow +1 that it has a
Oh,
have a
yep.
+1 bonus.
You do. So it takes 10 points. Gaius, death saving throw, please. You're 1 and 1. All right, the lion on its turn sees that it is very outnumbered, so it runs over to the part of the deer that was cooking and picks it up with its mouth, and it attempts to run. Ulfric, you can get a free strike on this lion if you wish.
I shall take it. Huzzah!
Not bad.
That definitely hits. Go ahead and roll
32
damage.
For max damage.
All right, that kills the beast. It ran past you, was able to pick up part of the deer that you guys were cooking over the fire in its mouth, and as it turned to run, you're able to go ahead and tell us how you kill this lion.
Well, it turns to run and I strike it right in between the shoulder blades.
All right, you hear its spine crack as it goes down and then dies. You have never seen any of you mountain lions in this area. You've heard stories of them, but they're very rare in this area of the world. And the only reason you can think is of them even coming down that far from the mountains is because of the lack of game in the area. So it's very odd.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna go over and try to help my dying trawler stabilize.
A medicine check, please.
Do-do-do-do.
All right, that is going to give him 2 past death throws. Gaius, go ahead and make one more for me.
Well, if that's 2 passing, that means I'm
Well,
full.
Yep, and now you are at full. You are stable. So, yeah, there is a dead, snowy white lion next to you guys. You guys still have the majority of your deer as well. You guys are across the way from here. It is 8 p.m., so we are going to take a quick 5-minute break chat, and when we get back, we will continue on our journey to Ragnarok. So we'll see you in 5. All right, guys, we are back. At last, we left our adventurers. They had just fought off a savage attack from a pure white snow lion of some kind. Gaius, you are stable. You're still unconscious. And Ulfric, you are standing next to him. There are 3 things around you. There is Gaius's unconscious body. There is the corpse of a snow lion. And there is the small fire you were cooking your meat over. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna take the healing potion from Gaius's body and I'm gonna feed it to him.
All right, you pull out a small horn and pour it down his throat. This is going to be a little bit different than D&D because healing is so hard to come by in this game. And I'm going to let you roll 1d6 plus 3.
Ooh.
So 9 points of health.
Nice.
Okay. Torsten and Sigrun, what would you guys like to do? You witnessed this from across the banks.
Just gonna wait for these guys to hurry up and cross the river, so we do all the hard work.
I'm gonna yell at him and just be like, "Don't forget the lion's body."
Yeah, I was about to. Yeah, I was gonna come over to the edge. He's like, "You want me to try to bring this across for you to skin?"
Yes.
Nice. I'm
Right.
actually gonna give it to Gaius to carry over.
Natural.
I know you almost just died, but I need you to carry this lion carcass. All right,
It's raw.
you put it.
And I also collect the meat that was cooking on
Alright.
the open fire.
All right. All right. So while you have this lion on you guys, any athletics or acrobatics you do are going to be at a disadvantage, especially crossing the river. So
That's what the rope's for.
yeah.
All right, we'll head over to the rope area.
All right. Go ahead and move your tokens.
I'll usher Gaius forward.
All right, let me just change this thing to disadvantage, and we'll find out.
You're going to need to jump to this rock right here, which is the closest one.
All right, athletics check for the. Is it acrobatics or the athletics?
Whichever you choose. And remember, as a barbarian, I believe you can rage and get advantage.
I'm taking. Oh, yeah, athletics plus 5.
12's not bad.
The 12 will make it. It's not a hard jump. So you make it with the lion carcass across. Now there is a rope that is tied into this tree right here. It is splayed.
There's a rope that stretches all the way across.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh,
why
yeah,
don't you
yeah.
tie the two ropes.
Sorry.
together?
There's a rope that stretches all the way across. This is going to be a little bit harder, but I'm going to let the rope and the lion carcass balance out to give you just a straight roll to get from here to here.
All right, so normal roll.
It's just a flat roll.
I believe in Gaius.
You make it. You make it easily, actually. With your lion carcass over your left shoulder, you grab onto the rope and you're able to shimmy across.
Young.
Ulfric.
I'm gonna yell over to Tortson. Would you like me to collect your rope on my way?
If you want to, yeah.
All right, I'm confident in myself, so yeah, I'm gonna take his rope from the tree.
Yeah. Well, I hope Odin is with you.
Well, they're still tied together, so I'll probably be able to pull myself better, because I do. So yeah, I'm gonna start heading across.
Right? Athletics or acrobatics, your choice to get to this rock.
Both proficient, but athletics is just 1 point higher. Blow!
You make it easily,
Huzzah!
and then I will give you advantage from that rock to here.
And I shall take it. Huzzah!
And you make it
thing.
easily across.
And I collect the ropes,
Okay.
and we go meet up with our rangers.
All right. As you guys make it across, you see the sun is beginning to set. This will mark the end of your first day. Would you guys like to push through the night, or would you like to make camp?
I asked Sigrund what her suggestion.
A monster that none of us have seen, or this weird cat that we've never seen before showed up. We should make camp. We don't know what else might come down.
That'll be a wise decision, and you'd be able to prepare this beast for the market.
I can certainly try.
I've seen your skills. You're really good.
You have the good.
I'm not charismatic. That's my dump stat.
All right. Well, I look towards the thrall and request that he set it down so that I can try to prepare it. What am I? I'm using survival, right?
You are going to be using survival, yes.
Okay. So I take my knife out. I gain my skinning knife out, and then
Oh,
I successfully
whoa!
did it.
Nice.
2
He's-
perfect pelts.
Just getting the fuck out of that line.
Natural 20s already.
All right, you guys pitch a tent right here, and you set up a small fire.
Oh, did you see that? Sorry.
And you guys, what would you guys like to do for watch?
I'll take the first watch,
Rotate
and then
watches.
I'm gonna make sure that Ulfric has the thrall awake on his watch because I don't trust him to watch us by himself.
I'm going to take a short rest first, then, so that I can get my health points back.
All right. All right. Throughout the night, as the first watch starts, go ahead and roll me a D100. Worston.
52.
Your first 4 hours of the watch go by with nothing at all happening. Who is taking the second watch?
I'll tap Ulfric.
Ulfric and Gaius will take second watch.
I will go sleepy bye.
Yes, you deserve it. Nice. So yes, second watch.
Go ahead and roll me a D100, Ulfric.
39.
Your second 4 hours go by without trouble. Who is taking the third and final watch?
I shall wake Sigrund for the final watch.
All right. Sigrund, as you get up to do your watch, you're doing a little bit of a shorter watch than everybody else, but still, go ahead and roll me a D100.
Ooh.
Sigrund, nothing happens during your watch. All right, the sun rises halfway through Sigrund's watch. You guys, nothing happened at all during the night. What would you guys like to do?
Just a nice long rest for healing purposes.
Yes, you all get. There's no spellcasters. You guys get all your health back. That's it. This is a good.
I guess we'll continue on to the lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good old-fashioned game with no magic at all.
How things should be.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. But yes, we will continue on our way north.
Right.
How's the head doing, Torsten?
I mean, it's like refrigerated.
Yes, it is
Right.
quite cold.
It's just like tied to my belt, just kind of bouncing along.
Is it in a sack or just?
No, I mean I just use his hair, just tie it to my belt.
Yes,
I used to do this all the time in Germania. It really
Yes.
freaked him out. It was awesome.
yes. The Germanic people
Back in Germania.
are not used to our displays.
All right. The screen is going to change. Let me know when it pops over for you guys.
Ah, a circle.
A circle.
Now,
Yes.
everyone, try not to make a lot of noise like yesterday, and then we don't have to watch people get attacked by weird creatures.
Ah, good idea.
Yes.
Oh, I saw the initiative turn over. We're getting attacked.
Oh no!
That was me deleting it. All right. So everybody can see the lighthouse in front of you, correct?
Yep.
That's what the circle is. All right. A large lighthouse, about 60 feet tall, lays in front of you guys. It is called Skyhorn.
Skyhorn.
The area around you is frigid cold. As you walk up to the lighthouse, you notice that it is covered in a thin sheet of ice, and the door is hard to open. On the other side of the lighthouse, waves crash against the rocks with astounding fury. And as you enter this area, you notice that it's a lot colder than the area you just came from.
Hmm.
It is
Shall
right
we-
next to the ocean, so that's
Yes.
not like surprising. Anyway, does someone want to break this ice so we can open the door?
Someone want to break the ice.
Yeah, I'll try to open the door.
All right, it's going to be an athletics check to open this door as it is frozen shut.
13.
All right, you are able to open the door. The inside of it is completely dark. There's no light whatsoever coming from the inside of it except the very dim light from the day peering in through the front door.
I'll take out some torches and light those up. Hand them out.
All
Hey,
right.
Torsten.
Man,
Man. Smoke. Is that you?
no,
Out of here.
he's a good kitty.
Alright. We shall enter the light.
Like I was. So we open the door, light some torches, then fuck off. Got it.
Yeah, and then we
Yeah.
leave. We leave. Maybe the bottom half of this map is the inside.
It is, yeah. I'm putting you guys
Oh,
in there right
handy.
now.
It is pretty handy.
All right, can you guys see yourselves down there?
Yep.
All right. The first floor is where provisions such as salted meat, nuts, and other foodstuffs are stored. The bags seem to have been opened by something small without regard to the contents, and food and bag scraps lie scattered across the floor.
Is there...
I want some salted meat, yo.
Yes. Do we
Yeah.
find anything edible?
Everything is still edible, and because of the temperature in this area, it's good.
Nice. Get some
Nice.
salted nuts.
The first person to walk over there, though, and grab out of the bag, go ahead and give me an investigation check. Um,
Who wants it?
Well,
All right, I'll do it.
I'll do it. I guess.
whoever has
I am
just
the thrall.
besides
Do
yourself.
do not wait until someone.
Oh, I was
Whoever-
waiting for everyone else to do it. Say anything like, okay, I guess no one wants to do it.
Whoever has the best investigation.
Cool.
Gaius,
you got a bit.
yeah, you just reach in there and you grab some whatever kind of nuts they have in this area. They taste really good.
I didn't notice anything wrong.
You notice nothing wrong other than
And I just passed that.
All right. Anybody else want to make an investigation check, or do you guys want to move on upstairs?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, for
Come back
collecting.
downstairs, so
Alright.
I'm gonna.
Oh, a 9. Not much better.
Yeah, you guys just put the nuts in your mouth and you move on.
I do not eat them. I add them to my ration sack.
All right. As you guys walk up to the ladder to the second floor, let me reveal that area for you. All right. The second floor is the bedroom where the lighthouse keeper, Berger, lived alone in solitude. You guys find a meager assortment of clothes and personal effects. Further investigation of the room reveals a human in his bed with the covers pulled up to his chin.
Is he alive?
Yes.
Go ahead and give me a medicine check as you walk over.
19.
Nice check, Thorsten.
Is he alive?
Not only do you notice that he is dead, his skin cold to the touch and no heartbeat. With that fantastic medicine check, you see that there is a paper-thin cut across his neck. So
Ooh,
thin.
That doesn't seem normal.
A
I'll
blade-
make sure to tell the party about that.
A blade, even a fine blade, couldn't have made a cut so thin. But it looks as though that is what killed him. The strange thing is there's no blood on his skin or on his bed sheets or blanket.
Hmm.
Peculiar.
Just
I would-
perhaps we ready our weapons.
Yes, we better be
Yeah,
on
this
guard.
is like giving me the old heebie-jeebies. So I'm gonna draw both of my swords.
Okay.
Did it?
I shall prepare my axe and shield, and I motion to my thrall to also be on guard.
Same here then.
Right, who out of you has the highest wisdom, by the way?
10.
I have +2,
No.
14.
Anybody reaching that high? Probably not. All right, Sigrun, go ahead and give me a perception test, and it's going to be hearing. You're like, fuck, it's cold in here. All right, that is all you need to know.
All right, we're
I'm
gonna keep
gonna
exploring.
I'm gonna attempt to stealth just to see if I can quiet my footfalls.
All right, you guys can go ahead and when
12.
it is revealed, move your things up to the final who's you wants it.
Final floor.
Final floor.
Yeah, I'll be on the stairs in the back.
But you are a fighter.
Yes, but I'm the most noble.
Ah, you coward. Odin's gonna punish you.
Odin's gonna give you a big spanking.
I like how my.
I'm
stealth
gonna
was
take
natural
note of
20.
Ulfric. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, I like how my stealth check was another natural 20.
Yep, you just.
Yeah, you are stupid stealthy.
Stop.
Also, I'm gonna take note of Ulfric's cowardice for later.
Well, it's time to battle on you. All right. This room has various crates and barrels stacked haphazardly around it. The final floor of the lighthouse, some 60 feet up, is open to the frigid air. The area is considered dim light, and it is extremely cold up here. The large lamp that functions as the lighthouse's, their main function, is a grated metal cage in which a huge fire would normally sit. It lies open, its wooden contents spilled across the room. Sigrun, you can go ahead and give me another perception test, this time relying on sight. 16. All right, you are able to see a wrecked ship on the other side of the lighthouse, some 60 feet down and about 40 feet away, dashed against the rocks. You would think that all these barrels and crates that are in here were taken from that ship.
Okay, so then I am going to point towards the ship and we say, so there's a wrecked ship down there. I think someone may be living in this lighthouse and it's perhaps hoping more ships will crash. And that is why the light is out.
It's our duty to relight.
Yeah.
And there's about 6 or 7 large boxes and barrels over here.
Shall we search these barrels to find a clue?
Yeah, you guys search that. I'm gonna make sure that there's enough fuel and wood in the fire so that it'll actually light up.
Okay.
All right.
Why
I'm
you
gonna
don't
be
even need
watching
to.
on the outside of the lighthouse in case someone comes.
Okay. Orsten, you don't even need to make a roll. You would know that there's definitely more than enough to
Okay.
light it up.
I'm gonna stand guard their way.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
guard on the stairway.
Well, I'm doing that while simultaneously while they're doing that. So go ahead and do their thing.
All right.
Searching the barrels.
Ulfric, you would know that some of these barrels and crates are marked with a sigil from your homeland of the Jutland.
Very strange.
And you had mentioned, you had saw on the quest board that this was an important cargo ship coming from that area that the king thinks may have crashed because of as a direct thing of the lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
But
All right.
as you open those up, you see something blur right in front of your face. It's too fast for you to catch it, but you feel a nick as something strikes out at you. Does a 17 hit your AC?
No.
All right. A part of your armor is cut as a paper thin dagger slices across you. Everybody, go ahead and roll initiative.
I will yell alert if I can.
Cheap shot 14. Thank you for the follow. Let's go. These things are having a hard time going to the token layer.
Yep.
There we go.
Little things.
Little things.
Alright.
All right. So that one attacked you and just narrowly missed you. One flies over on small, tiny pixie wings over to Sigrun and slashes out at her with a dagger. For a 16? You're muted. Or you're
The mic.
the mic.
Okay, yeah, no, it hits me.
All right. It does 4 points of slashing damage as it comes across you. The third and final one goes and flies across Ulfric and attempts to slash you with a dagger as well. For a 19 to hit.
That's my AC.
For 4 points of slashing damage as a paper thin cut opens up across your cheek. Torsten.
Oh, creatures.
Torsten.
Okay. Is dropping my torch onto this thing? Can I do that as a free action?
You can, yes.
All right. So free action. I'll drop my torch onto the lighthouse thing,
Okay.
and then move over here and attack this little guy with my broadsword +1.
All right. Because of
Well-
that doesn't matter. But because of this blurred movement of these creatures, all attacks are made at disadvantage. But that 24 hits.
Okay, so 10 slashing damage.
You kill this thing.
Oh, okay.
Right, you just cut it right down its tiny body. Before your turn ends, you see this is what it looks like. See that on the screen.
Oh, look at this little guy.
So cute.
Look at this jaunty fellow.
Clean.
They're kind of rude.
They're a
Kill
little.
them all.
Look at his tiny little sword.
Is there any other movement or bonus actions you'd like to take before your?
Well, no, I can only 2-weapon fighting since there's no other target. Then no.
All right, Gaius.
I'm gonna see that my captor is in danger. I'm gonna go over there and assist.
All right.
And
I'll attack.
if I enter rage,
Right. So you have advantage and disadvantage. So this will just be a straight roll.
all right, and then attack. Shall see. Please give me something good. No.
The creature seems to fly onto the head of your axe and it blows a raspberry at you as you swing your axe across, missing it completely.
Darn.
Sigrun.
I would be at a disadvantage if I used my longbow, right?
You would, yes.
I'm going to go right. Wait. Okay. Going to move my character right here,
Okay.
and then with both of my short swords in my hand, going to do 2-weapon fighting. So.
Alrighty. Your attacks are made at disadvantage. The first one will miss. And so will the second.
Okay.
Creature flies around your blades quicker than your eye can follow. Ulfric.
Alright, I trust Gaius to protect my flank, so I'll take my disadvantage attack at the one that Sigrun is fighting.
All right.
Yes.
That hits.
7 points of slashing.
You clip this creature, and it flies against the wall, hurting it badly. And
Yes.
you see that it is mortally wounded as your axe connects with it. A look of shock on its face as you were able to hit it. Is there any movement or bonus action you'd like to do?
No, I'm keeping my place here.
All right. The creature quickly recovers and lunges at you with its tiny dagger, rolling a 13 to hit.
Nope.
All right. The second one flying around you is going to fly 10 feet straight up, and it's going to throw 2 daggers down at you for a 17 and a 22,
22 hit.
dealing 8 points of piercing damage as the daggers fly into you.
Ooh, I'm looking pretty hurt.
Torsten, it is your go.
Let's see. So which one is up in the air?
This one right here, and it is 10 feet above you.
All right. Well, I suck with bows, so I'm gonna move over here and take a swing at this little guy.
All right, he is on the ground. You'll still have disadvantage, but he is wounded to where he cannot fly.
11.
That will miss.
Okay.
Stamp him.
Oh
to
well, a
death.
19.
That will hit. Go ahead and tell us how you kill this tiny fairy-like creature.
So I realized that like cutting these guys is really hard, so I just like flip to the flat of my blade and just like whack him,
All right.
crush him like a bug.
It looks like it looks like a stink beetle when you step on one. All right, Gaius.
Alright, gotta swing with my battle axe.
All right, you currently don't have range to it, however, because it is 10 feet away.
Flew 10 feet in the air.
Yeah.
The cheeky little beast.
Is there anything around me I can throw at it?
You can reach into the fire pit and throw a burning log at it.
No, what? Let's do it.
Right. Go ahead, and it's going to be a disadvantage.
And one more.
One more.
Wow.
That 8 misses. Your burning log hits the roof of the lighthouse and falls back down harmlessly next to you. Any movement or bonus actions you'd like to do?
That's it.
Sigrun.
He's flying.
So it's a disadvantage. I'm going to use my longbow.
All right. I will miss.
I'm done.
Wolfric.
Disgusting flying creature in the air. I'm going to take a hand axe from my side and I'm going to throw it at it.
Okay.
Go, trusty hand axe.
Go hand axe. Go. That 13 will miss, unfortunately. Your hand axe flies past it and sinks into the ceiling of the...
All right.
All right.
For my bonus action, I'm going to use Second Wind
Okay.
and heal myself. 1d10 plus 1.
Hey.
11 points!
Nice.
Good job.
All right. The creature flies down in the square, looking at the wielder of the longbow as a direct threat to its flight. And it gets within 5 feet of you, and it quickly slashes out with its dagger, making 3 dagger attacks
Oh,
for a 18, a 26, and a 13.
Oh, jeez.
Sigrun!
2 of those will hit.
This is. But
13.
the other two wail on
Yep.
me.
For 8 points of piercing as it stabs at you.
I'm down.
All right. Torsten, your sister
Oh,
goes
man.
down
I'm
next
like
to you.
super upset right now. Because he attacked my baby sister. So I'm gonna swing once with the +1.
All right. That will miss.
And then a regular sword on the follow-up. God damn it. No.
Miss as well. Any kind of movement you'd like to do, Torsten?
No.
Gaius.
Nice.
It
End the
is.
creature's
There.
misery.
And I'm gonna swing with my battle axe.
All right. That misses.
Oh, this dirty creature.
The creature whizzes around you, just running circles through your battle axe as it flies through the air. You guys do have.
In German. Just.
I think everybody has one reroll besides Sigrun, who used hers. Sigrun, death saving throw as you're down. I don't know if you've ever made one of these. So.
I literally have never made a death.
It's just a d20. You got to roll a 10 or above.
What do I roll though?
Just d20.
Yes, Lord Wedge, you gave everybody a reroll. However, Sigrun used hers already, so everyone has one besides her.
Hey, solid.
On a deer.
You were good. Wolfric.
Deer was worth it.
It was
deer
worth it.
one.
You got a pretty good deer. Alright. Being tired of this battle, I will swing my axe at this pesty flying nymph thing. Battle axe, go. Ugh. Oh, double
What is
seven.
with these sevens? What the fuck?
There's a lot of sevens.
Lord Wedge donated after the deer. Oh, you know what?
Happened.
That was Boop that donated the $10. Yeah, everybody has 2 rerolls besides Sigrun, who only has 1. Yes.
For my movement, I'll try to put myself between the down Sigrun and the creature.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
All right. The creature, noticing that this clumsy barbarian is trying to attack it, flies around to his back and makes 3 knife attacks against him.
Ooh,
Jeez.
this thing is crazy.
For a 13, a 14,
Nine.
and an 18.
9. Ooh, that 18 does get me.
For 4 points of piercing damage, as his tiny dagger finds purchase in you. Tortson.
Does it match it or have to go above it?
It matches it. Match or above.
Yeah.
All right. So for my action, I'm gonna take Sigrun's healing potion and kind of prop her head up and give her the healing potion.
Okay.
And then bonus action, I'm gonna throw a hand axe at that little guy, just kind of like ah.
All right. It'll be 1d6 plus 2 for the healing potion, and the hand axe will be a disadvantage still.
Fuck! Another 7. What? Get out of here, 7s.
Right. Your hand axe,
Most common number.
because you rolled so low, it doesn't even find purchase in the wood of the lighthouse. It kind of rolls down the stairs. Sigrun, you're back up with 6 points of health, and Gaius, it is your go.
At a fit of rage, I'm gonna swing the backs.
Another 7.
Ah,
I'm spending a reroll.
Spend that reroll. And then 9 will miss as well.
this creature.
You guys killed the first 2
It's a
extraordinarily
mighty
fast.
foe. This mighty foe.
Sigrun, you were back up. Well, you're on your back, so you would have to spend half your movement to stand up, but you are conscious now.
My longbow still on the ground? Have it
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna do that.
All right. Oh, you hit the creature.
Yes.
Nice
Thanks.
shot.
And that kills it. In
Yes.
fact, go ahead and tell us how you kill this thing.
After I awaken, I get frustrated that something so small was able to knock me down. So in a fit of rage, I quickly grab a bit of my arrow and bow and just launch it at its face, and then it connected.
All right.
Aw.
The arrow goes through its tiny purple head, pinning it against the wall. It goes cross-eyed as it dies, hanging there limply. Its arms and its legs just dangling there like a puppet.
Nice. I'm gonna pick up the two other one, or I guess the one that was just normal dead.
Yeah.
Not squished.
Yeah, the not squished one. And put it in a little bag because I'm like, we gotta tell people. They'll never believe this.
Yes.
Okay.
And also grab my hand axe.
Yeah,
Can
I'll collect my
I-
thrown hand axe as well.
Can I look at that little weapon?
It is a dagger. A tiny dagger. Barely bigger than a toothpick.
Yeah, you have to use it like this, like.
Yeah.
Can I use it as a toothpick?
Sure.
Just don't hit your gums.
Just don't hit your gums.
Multi-attack them teeth.
As a last chance, just spit it out. As a projectile.
So I guess by this time the lighthouse is now lit up.
Yeah.
It is. It is. And the ice that was coating the inside starts to melt a little bit.
Cool.
So I'm gonna motion to the party that the boxes that are currently in this lighthouse were meant for the sea town that we arrived in yesterday.
Maybe that's the ship that the king was expecting.
Potentially, yes. They would like to know where these are.
Yeah, when we get back, we'll tell them to send a couple of guys with carts to come grab it.
And a new lighthouse keeper.
Yeah, that too, unfortunately. Although I'm not entirely sure he wasn't behind this whole thing, and then he got killed by some little guys.
Yes. We might be able to find a journal of some sort if we continue searching, but we might not know the answer to this mystery. We might.
I rolled a natural 20 on my investigation check, Greg.
All right. What would you like to know?
Yeah, I'd like to know what happened here.
It
Give me.
It looks like these creatures, which you're not entirely sure what they are, probably killed this man, and they have been playing mischief with the lighthouse and using it to crash ships and take their cargo.
Filthy creatures.
Okay. Well, mission accomplished. Lighthouse lit.
I would like to go check the boat, see if there's anything of note still.
It is of your clan. That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The ship is dashed against the rocks. Still, though, you can find many different crates of precious cargo inside. And go ahead and give me an investigation check. You find many crates of precious cargo.
Yes, well, it needs to be returned to by the honor of my clan. It needs to be returned to the ship village. What was its name again?
Well, that we can
Elheim.
Or Heilhafen.
Heilhafen, yeah.
So what you're asking is you want the thrall to build a sled, put
Oh.
up on it.
No, there's too much here. They'll have to
Yeah.
come and retrieve it.
We'll tell the king, and he'll send some guys.
Yes.
I know the king. All right.
But yes.
So, anybody want to do anything else before we head back?
I'm just gonna stand back up.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna throw that piece of wood I threw at the pixie back in the
Back in the lighthouse.
yeah.
Back in the fire. Okay.
We should set this lighthouse. See if we can keep it lit for a few days while we travel back.
That would
Do
be
we
a
need to
good
add
idea.
more fuel to the thing, Greg?
Yeah, you probably just need to add a little bit more, but
I do that.
you do that.
And on our way back, we might be able to find clues on the missing boy. If we take a more circuitous route back to the Alfheim.
It's true.
Hellhafen.
3 birds with 1 stone.
Yes.
That's the German saying. 3 birds, 1 stone.
Did I bet and something like that? I don't remember.
Go ahead and roll me a D100 as you guys travel back. One of you.
Oh, no.
I don't know which one of those is good and which is bad.
Oh, no.
Take the worst one, please.
I'll take Sigrid's.
Oh, that was the worst one, apparently.
As you guys are on your way back, you hear the sound of many, many people marching. You take cover behind a bank of snow,
Yes.
and you see about 20 people, and they're marching. They're heavily clad in fur and different kinds of fur, and it looks like they're heading the same direction as you.
Towards
Or
Hellhafen?
yes. You can go ahead and give me a history check.
Yes. Shall. My checks
14.
are the worst.
All right. Ooh, you got a 10. Anybody else want to roll?
I don't know these things.
You don't.
Unless it's a clan that raided Germania, and guys
Yeah.
might not know anything.
Or are the Germans too? You know, revenge.
Oh, uh-oh.
Wait,
Not
we're
good.
out of the lighthouse now, right?
You are all
We're on our
out.
way back to
Yeah.
the house.
You guys recognize that this is a small war party of the Icy Crows.
Oh, they are friendly with the king, so I'll step out and greet them.
Right?
Yes.
They greet you and they ask if you would like to stay at their campsite with them for the night.
Sure.
All right.
You're most welcome.
They share some of their food with you. Some of their rituals are a little foreign to you, as they are mostly a seer and scald type tribe, but nothing too out of the ordinary. They let you know that they have come this far north because hunting is just very desperate where they're at, and it seems to be like that all along this coast. It's very hard to find food of any kind.
Well, I have plenty of rations, so I'm gonna give them my share of the giant elk meat.
They accept it with gratitude.
Yeah,
I show them the antlers. Like, do any of you guys know anything about these?
One of their seers comes by and he takes them from you. He's a very, very old, decrepit man. And he doesn't speak to you. He just kind of takes the antlers from you. And
Hey.
he lays them on the ground. And then he sits down cross-legged in front of it. You see him pull out a pouch. And inside are knuckle bones. And they look like they're from a human. There's 20 of them. And they have runes on them. And he kind of shakes the bag in his hand and puts them out as you would dice. And he looks at them after a while and then scoops them back up and hands the antler back up to you. And he looks up to the sky and screams, "An omen of Ragnarok!"
Oh no.
Oh no.
And the chieftain of the hunting party, the leader, lets you guys know. He doesn't know if your king knows it or not yet, but they've been experiencing more and more of these omens of Ragnarok. They haven't been to your city proper, but they want to know what your king is doing in preparation for it.
I mean, I'm just a guy. Like, I'm just a warrior for the clan, and barely back from a Viking. So I'm not entirely sure, but Hellheaven seems like it's doing pretty well right now. So must be doing something.
Greg, would I know anything?
You would know that the king doesn't take Ragnarok seriously. Ever since he got married to the queen, who the queen is actually from, God, I don't want to put Inglar.
She's from Ireland.
Yeah. They have adopted a new religion, the Church of the Fire, and they're kind of doing away with the old ways. And so your king is slowly thinking stuff like, Odin and Ragnarok and everything is just a myth. So you would think they're not really taking it seriously, and nobody really believes it happens. But he does still follow the old ways because he knows it would heavily take him out of favor if he just converted the entire city to the Church of the Flame.
I look at them and say that the king, after his marriage to the outsider, has laxed greatly on not only our beliefs, but he doesn't take Ragnarok seriously at all. he doesn't believe that is happening. So he mostly ignores it.
Hmm. I was not aware that the king was married. I was under the impression that the queen of Jutland was going to propose to marry him and forge an alliance between Gjallarhorn and your guy and Heilhoffen.
My ears prick at that. I question Queen of Jutland.
And he notices some of your armor or your sigils that you've been wearing, and he asks, "Aren't you from Jutland, fair warrior?"
I am, but I was on the voyage with Tortson for over a year.
He lets you know that your king, Oric, and his
Yes.
son Eric have been missing at sea for quite some months, and that in that wake, the queen, Thorin Oric daughter, has taken up power, and now she runs the entire Jutland.
This is some serious news.
And he lets you know that there have been a lot of strange things happening all around the area in the last year, ever since Thimblewinter happened.
Thimblewinter. Yes.
Gods are displeased of this new marriage to the king.
Perhaps. Or perhaps it is Ragnarok.
All right.
Either way, we should make haste back to the city.
Right.
That'll happen.
Oh, so they're out here doing stuff. I ask them, like, have you perhaps seen a man? I don't know. He's tall. He's got a mustache, black leather armor. His name starts with an O, something like that.
They do not recount ever seeing a man like the description you gave.
What about a lady with like super long white hair?
They don't know. Are you going to tell them about her turning into a wolf?
Yeah, sure, why not?
They tell the seer guy tells you of an old story of an ancient malevolent spirit only known as the Wolf Queen, and she is a very, very minor malevolent spirit that is supposed to be brought forth again by the coming of Ragnarok, and it's just a tale passed down. So she was sealed away in these very mountains some 500 years ago.
Been known to steal children.
He lets you know that that is not part of the stories.
Do you know where she was sealed? Like, is it a cave or?
The story myth speaks of a cave, but they don't know where it's at in the mountains. And most people regard it as like a boogeyman tale so you don't go into the mountains alone, or the Wolf Queen will get you, type thing.
Well, I guess since we have no leads, there's no reason to,
Find
fuck
these
about
things.
in the mountains for days or possibly
Yes.
weeks when we need to get back.
Yes. With pressing matters at hand.
Yeah, I guess we'll make our way to Hellheffen at first light.
Okay. The night goes by pretty peaceful. There is... Oh, there's...
Nice long rest to fill your...
Yes, you all get a nice long rest.
to cleanse your wounds from those tiny little buggers.
Those tiny little bugger boys. As day breaks, you all set out back towards Hailhofen. Hailhofen. You guys make your way back. There is no random encounters that happen.
All right.
Cool. Well, I guess we'll
Yes, we shall report to the king.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the stuff to report in, and I'm gonna take these antlers to that master bowyer and see if he can maybe make a bow out of it.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Good.
go with Torsten so that I can sell my spare longbow and possibly buy a short bow.
Oh yeah, and you got your pelts too.
Yeah.
Mhm. Beautiful pelts.
Should see if maybe somebody can make you some dope like leopard armor or something.
Ooh.
True, I could, yeah.
All right. We'll start.
Gareth and I to the hall of the king.
We will start with Ulfric. As you go up to the Hall of the King, there is two things that you need to do.
Mhm.
And as you go up with the paper from the quest board, one of the king's housecarls goes and fetches for him personally. He comes out and greets you, and at first he looks at you. He said, I believe the last thing that I said to you was that I would come find you, but it looks like you have come to me. And then he notices that you are holding the piece of paper, and he's like, oh, this is for a different matter, is it?
We have a few matters to discuss.
Right? He has his house girls pull up some chairs and pour you both a horn of mead, and he would like to sit down and talk with you about these matters because he is not doing very much today.
We shall. Respectfully remove my helmet.
Okay. And as you are sitting down getting accompanied, a very pale woman with bright red hair, wearing a emerald necklace and a green dress, comes and she sits at his side. And he's like, ah, this is my queen. We are recently wed. You had missed the ceremony for you were off on your voyage.
I bow my head respectfully.
He introduces her as Queen. Oh man, a lot of queens in here. Queen Skanot.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
All right. So, what are these matters that you have brought to me?
So, first we shall do the less important matter. My companions and I, we found the outcast Scar, and we we definitely returned him to the afterlife.
Right. At this, the queen perks her head up, and she kind of pushes the king out of the way. He's dead. You've killed him.
Yes, our ranger, Torsten, deftly removed his head in one fell stroke.
You see that she smiles wickedly for a second before that emotion leaves her face. Good, thank you. We
It's our
will
pleasure to serve.
honor you for getting that wretch out of our lives.
Thank you.
And she kind of takes her place back at the king's side. She kind of has to compose herself because she seemed very, very excited at that news. And then, my house Carl will pay you for this deed.
Thank you, my lord.
And what else?
On our travels to relight the lighthouse, in said lighthouse, we were set upon by some weird creatures that my Torsten, my companion, he has on him for further inspection by sages.
What kind of creatures are you talking about? Humans or animals or beasts?
Some kind of strange humanoid beast.
No, I gave that to you.
Oh, okay, I have it. Sorry, I have it. Yes, and I'll take it out of a sack and hold it up respectfully.
All right, as you pull that creature out of your sack, your hands grasp around something made entirely out of stone, and you pull out a stone sculpture of that creature you killed in its perfect likeness. And the king holds the statue, moves it over in his hand, He's like, I've never seen such fine craftsmanship. This is a statue of the creature that attacked you?
When we slayed these creatures, they were flesh, but apparently on our travels from the lighthouse, something must have happened.
He sets the creature down on the table next to his mead glass. And he's like, I shall have my sages look at this for further inspection.
Yes, we were quite taken aback when we were set upon by these creatures. And I take out the second statue as well.
Okay. For the lighthouse, the Huskarl gives you guys 30 gold pieces. And for killing Scarred, you get a lump sum of 20 gold pieces, and you are honored greatly by the queen. The king really didn't care whether he was killed or not. That's one of the old traditions. The queen is the one that kind of pushed for him to be killed after he was caught stealing food.
Thank you. And for the matter of the shipment from Jutland, when we were investigating the lighthouse, we had found the shipments and the wrecked ship with the goods that you had been promised.
Okay. He asks for if you can tell him on the map where it is. He will send a ship to go collect it. He lets you know that your clan, as a treaty of good faith, sent those provisions down here. Food has been very hard to come by, and the loss of those hurt the city very much.
I'm glad that they can be returned to you.
Okay. He gets one of his house girls gets the directions from you, and the king whispers into his ear. You're able to hear, have a ship and some men sent to this right away. This is priority.
I guessed as much.
Right.
All right.
If that is it, you may be on your way, and know that you have my blessing while you're in my lands.
Thank you.
Okay.
Happy to serve.
Returning those questions, everybody gains 2 more honor. You are at a total of 3 honor now. All right, Sigrid and Torsten.
Oh yeah, so I wanted to show those antlers to that bowyer and be like, hey, can you make a dope bow out of this?
He looks them over, and he's never seen such antlers before. He can make you a bow out of it. He says it's going to take 10 days. He'll make you a grand bow.
Awesome.
Okay. And Sigrun, you are selling some pelts.
The longbow that I have and the pelts, but instead of selling the pelts, I want to see if I can make an armor with it.
Okay. From the lion one?
Yeah.
All right. As you go to the hunter's district where they will buy your pelts, they can make you a snow lion pelt. However, they look over the beast and they've heard about it in legends, but they've never seen a snow lion like this before. For turning in this pelt, you're going to get an additional 1 honor. This is going to be a special honor bestowed upon you by the hunter's district. But for killing such a beast, such a great beast, they will make you armor. It'll have the same as studded leather armor, the same stats as that. They can do that.
Look nice.
Okay.
And you want to sell your +1 bow?
No, the normal bow.
The normal bow, okay. They will give you 3 gold for your normal bow.
Okay. And then that's it. I'm gonna go and see what Torsten's doing.
Okay. Unless you guys would like to do the third and final quest, which there might not be time for now. You can do that. However, you guys, I ask you to just explore Halehofen and roleplay for our last 25 minutes.
I will go searching for the children of Ulfs to share in the reward from our quests.
Okay. As you guys are walking through the Hunters District in the market, Ulfric and Gaius approach you.
Oh, hey. How'd it go with the king?
It went well. They're sending a party up to retrieve their supplies, and we were rewarded with a lump sum of 50 gold.
Awesome.
We shall find a way to split this evenly between the four of us. Less so for the thrall, but the three of us shall do well.
Yeah, it's quite generous of you to just give him anything, just kind of against custom. You know, that's.
Well, if I keep him happy, he'll keep me alive.
I mean, he has to do that anyways, or you'll just kill him.
Ulfric, how did you come by this thrall anyway?
Oh, it was on our journey in Germania. He was one of the mightiest fighters they had, but wasn't a match for the might of our people.
I'm gonna like whisper over to Kimmy. I'm like, notice how he couldn't even cut down a tree? Like that was their mightiest warrior.
Wow, that must
No
have been
threat to he was no threat to us, but he shall be useful in the future.
We tricked him wrong as a joke.
maybe a sacrifice.
If the gods will it.
So what was the antlers? What did you get for the antler, brother?
Oh, so I gave it to this guy to make a bow, and he said it'd take like 2 weeks.
Anything special about the bow, or is it just about?
Well, he said it would be awesome. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, he made your +1 bow. So I mean, like.
Oh, that reminds me. Do they have short bows?
They do, and you can get one for 2 gold.
Cool, I'm gonna do that.
All right. All right. What would anybody else like to do while you're here?
For everyone's knowledge, I'm splitting the gold 15 each to the actual Norsemen and 5 to the Germanian.
Dope.
At 15?
Yep.
Okay.
And 5 to guys.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, yes.
I like that bow.
Yeah, it's gonna look nice. It's gonna be a nice bow.
All
I
right.
like that boulder. That's a nice boulder.
There is the Church of the Flame, the Heroes District, which is kind of all over, the Fisherman's District, which is all over. There is a stable, and there is a place on the north eastern side up here called the Sacred Rocks.
Ooh.
I would like to go to the stables to see about perhaps getting a horse.
Okay.
That seems like a good idea.
On our walk, I would like to inform the party of the last quest from the message board.
I'm gonna give Sigrid my 15 gold, and say like if they have horses, like get me one too, and I want to go check out the Sacred Rocks.
Okay. Among the reef close to Halehofen are a few sacred rocks, where lives a crippled, wise man who is said to be able to see through the mists of time. This man, hunched and misshapen, is always covered in black clothes, stitched with runes and other magical symbols. To be granted an audience with this wise man, one must leave an offer at the entrance of this cavern, usually a sacrificial animal.
Can I offer like a like one of my weapons or something?
You would think that he doesn't have any use of weapons of any kind. Usually, if people want to speak to him, they leave like cooked food outside of his cavern.
Okay. I'll give him some of my rations and stuff.
Right? You place down your rations and you wait for what seems like an hour before a decrepit old man with a walking stick comes out. He picks them up and looks them over before looking at you with milky white eyes that seem to stare at you even though you can tell he's blind. And he says, "This is acceptable. You may enter."
Oh, okay. I'll follow.
He sits you down and he starts with a short tale. In the past, I was an advisor in the court of Asborn, and his father before him, and his father before him. And he lets you know that kings would often come to him for his wise opinion to honor him. And he lets you know that he lives here at the Sacred Rocks, offering wisdom to any who seek it. And he asks you, "What are you seeking?"
I guess I'm seeking my destiny. Can you tell me what that is?
He looks into your future and he tells you that you're destined to be for the mead halls of Valhalla, to sit by the side of Odin, and that whenever you hear the cawing of ravens, is when you should be at your most honorable. He basically lets you know that it's your destiny to fight next to Odin in Ragnarok.
A worthy end.
And he also tells you, "But beware of Queen Scott. She is a dangerous witch who has tainted the king's mind." And
No.
he tells you that he despises the Church of the Flame that has moved into town, and that it is corrupting the minds of the true sons of the North.
I'll be wary of her.
All right. Something bright glows within his hand as he places it above yours. When he lifts it, there is a glowing yellow rock in your hand as he gifts you a true sunstone.
Oh, but what is that?
A true sunstone is a magical item.
Ooh.
Using this sunstone as a navigational tool, the characters can never be lost in their travels at sea or on land. It can also point the direction of any place or item the user has already seen and they need to go to. And if you open your books to page 302, you can see it in the middle there.
Oh, interesting. Cool. Well, I thank him kindly. This is a truly generous gift. And I'll be on my way.
All right. You leave the cavern and head back towards Halehofen.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Right. What would anybody else like to do?
That's a pretty nice item.
Yep, pretty.
Never get lost.
It's gonna be good for our ranger.
He can never get lost.
All right.
Are there any horses for sale in the stables?
There are. The cheapest horse they have, however, is 30 gold pieces.
Is there anything special like?
It's the cheapest.
Yeah, it's the cheapest. Usually horses are very expensive here.
This
What's
old mare
wrong
sheep.
with this horse?
It's a little bit older. One of its legs is lame.
Can I try to persuade the person selling not that horse, with furs or pelts or anything?
Unfortunately, they don't need any furs or pelts for the stables.
No, but they might need it for themselves.
They don't seem to be interested. They seem to be more interested in the gold they would get for their horses.
Okay. I'm gonna walk away and go towards the back to the other people that were where I last saw them.
Okay.
I see Torsten, so I walk over to him and say, "Hey, they had garbage. Here is 15 gold pieces back."
Oh, thank you. Kind of hold up my new cool thing. I'm like, yeah, this old guy told me that I was gonna be a hero and go to Valhalla, and then gave me this, and like we can use it to not be lost, which is super fun.
Beautiful sunstone, Torsten.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my companions, the next thing that would be required of us, if you are all willing to go for a little bit more dangerous, the village is looking for a whale hunt. They need more food.
Ah, yes.
Let's do this.
Right. We can do that next session. That's all I have for you guys tonight. You actually got a lot further than I thought you were. You guys are all going to advance to level 2
Hells yeah.
by the end of this.
Level dos.
Oh,
Thank you. It is a fantastic comb over. At the beginning of the session, it was combed back, but it's slowly moved to its natural habitat. Yeah, go ahead and let me know if you guys choose to multi-class at all or what you do at level 2. Next session will take place a week from now at the same time, and it will also take place a week from now in game, so there will be new quests. Every single session there will be new quests up at the quest board for you guys to do. Each will take you closer to glory or ruin.
Oh wow.
it's gonna
More
be
level.
fun.
Get to pick my ultimate thing, I guess.
Axe and Surge for the level 2 fighter.
Nice.
Now I just have danger sense.
Ooh, danger sense.
Mm.
Let me pull up the barbarian. Barbarian seems like a cool class in
Well,
game.
in the journey of Ragnarok, if we can get lightning, you become like a mini Thor.
Yeah.
I think if I was gonna play, I would like to do a rogue.
There we go.
Oh, the changed.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an interesting campaign.
It's-
Although that one custom background, not a custom background, the one you can take, the Skagermonder, the outcast. I don't know why you would ever take that background.
For fun.
I guess it seems like everybody is honor bound to kill you. Doesn't seem very fun.
You're just pretending to be someone else most of the time until you get found out.
Yeah.
The trickster. Ugh.
All right, tonight's session was really fun, you guys. For everybody that came and stayed for the entire thing, or for those of you that are watching the VOD, we appreciate your patronage. We'll be back here next week, same bat time, same bat channel, ready to journey to Ragnarok. Our next session will be Out of the Abyss on Thursday, same time. We will see you guys on Thursday. So for tonight, bye everybody.